Hello, everyone. Just wanted to start by saying I hope that you are all doing well and that you are getting things figured out as we move into the summer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we will walk through all of the different points that I have listed out for you, and then at the end I will open back up for questions. I want to hear what your concerns are, your questions are, anything that I didn't hit. Let me know what you're thinking. You can also put your information or questions into the chat. I will try to keep an eye on that as we go along and answer questions as we go through. So this summer, we're really excited. We are going to be bringing on 3 summer staff. They're going to start hopefully on May 18th. They're really excited. Summer programming is probably going to look a little bit different this year. So day camps may have limited numbers at them, or they may not be face-to-face. We're coming up with plans as we go along, but we're excited to bring some sort of day camp or workshop opportunities for you. Something else that we're planning to focus on is called 4-H to Go. This would be activity bags for Clover kids. They'd be themed on a project area. They would have directions on how to do the project or the craft or activity that has been prepared for them, and then you would pick them up at the extension office and take them home for your younger kids. The other thing that we are also looking at doing is Gardening to Give. This is a statewide program and it actually opens up tomorrow. So on May 8th, they will begin taking registrations for this Gardening to Give program. You'll get a weekly garden email and a gardening lesson. And so that sign up will begin tomorrow, but we are also planning to bring some local programming together with this Gardening to Give program that's going on statewide. So look forward to hearing more about that. 3 Mile Sharpshooters has asked me to help them promote their project that they're doing called Acts of COVID Kindness. So what they are wanting us to do is during the month of May, they have set up an event called Acts of COVID Kindness, and they are encouraging and challenging you to do a simple act of kindness for someone in your family, your neighbor, your community, spreading kindness throughout Union County. We want to make sure that we are bringing positivity to this time of challenge. And so what they want us to do is when you've done an act of kindness, to post a picture of yourself or talk about it and what you did on the event page. They're really excited to start this project, and they are really excited to be able to share and challenge you in this project as well. Clothing and communications. So this has been something I've been thinking ahead on. I've been doing a lot of planning on how this is actually going to happen for this year. But for right now, what I want you to do is keep working on your projects. The entry will be due on June 15th on Fair Entry. So that will just be registering for whatever class your projects are in. We will be doing a judging. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but it will happen. Whether that's virtual or altered in some way, I don't know yet, but I am working on a plan to make sure that we still get to have our judging and you still get to have a meaningful experience with your clothing and communications projects this year. I hope to have that information out to you by the beginning of June. That way you know what we are planning to do with clothing and communications. Right now I'm planning to have the judging on June 20th. We may need to split that up depending on if we need to have some extra time for social distancing or transition time. We have been working hard to get things ready for the fair, so I've been talking with Amy Reek. They have just gotten out the Queen and Princess applications, and those will be due on June 19th. You need to send them to Amy Reek. You can find them on the Iowa State Extension webpage under the County Fair header on the web page. They don't know exactly what judging is going to look like this year, but whether or not the state fair decides that they're going to do the competition, they are planning to continue with our local competition, YQCA. So I have just scheduled 9 new face-to-face trainings, and those will be on June 8th, 10th, and 17th. There's going to be 3 per day. So I can only have 9 youth attend each session, and then there will be a transition time where I'll sanitize the tables, chairs, doorknobs, all of that, and then bring the next group in. So those will have to be done by July 1st. Anybody that's showing beef, sheep, goat, swine, poultry, or rabbits has to take YQCA this year. So make sure that you are signing up for a training. The other thing you can do if you don't feel comfortable coming to a face-to-face or you are not able to make it to a face-to-face training is you can take the online version. That does cost $12. You do not have to contact me ahead of time to get signed up for that. All you have to do is go to yqca.org and then sign in, and then it will take you to the training page. You choose the training based on your age on January 1st. And then you would choose the online training instead of the instructor-led, which is the face-to-face. So if you are not able to make any of those dates, please be sure to get it done online. So this is kind of what that schedule looks like. Just make sure if you're planning to come that you call me for a coupon code. If you originally registered for a postponed training, you need to make sure and let me know that you're planning to come so I can keep on that under 9 number. But once you've called and let me know, you don't have to do anything else if you've already registered for a postponed. So tagging, since we're not having weigh-ins this year, it's really important that you come pick up your tags. I would recommend you have this done by May 15th. That's the end of this week. Just make sure that you are letting us know that you need tags, and we will get you taken care of. Once you've got your tags, you need to put the tags into the ear of your animal. You'll need to fill out the paperwork that's sent with you. Drop or scan that information back to me by 4:30 p.m. on June 1st. It needs to be at the office, the paperwork, by 4:30 on June 1st. Once you've got the animals tagged and you've got your paperwork done, you can also enter it on 4-H Online. Make sure that is done by June 1st at 11:59 p.m. And you would do that under not weighed in swine, sheep, or goat. So here's the chart that I've kind of put together here. But the biggest change from last month is that sheep and goats, we now know for the state fair, they do not need retinal scans. The change there in substitution is that you need to take a picture with the ear tag in the ear of the animal. And then you also need to take a picture of the right side of the body and the left side of the body. And then you would upload those into your 4-H Online animal ID profile. So that's the biggest change from last time. If you need your state fair swine DNA punches, make sure you're getting a hold of me for that, because we do only have 2 DNA punch taggers. So you need to make sure that we have it ahead of time before you pick up. You'll have to get the paperwork done, get that back to me by June 1. And then I'll double check all of your 4-H Online profile ID information just to make sure. It's really important that we don't have typos and stuff like that. So when you get to the state fair, they aren't confused because it's written one way in 4-H Online, but another way on paperwork or something of that nature. So make sure you're double checking that, and I will also get my eyes on it and double check and make sure it's all typed in correctly. Previously, in years past, we normally use May 15th as our all livestock ID deadline. They've pushed it back to June 1st. So because it's pushed back to June 1st, that affects everything that would normally go in by May 15th. So that's your bottle lambs, bucket calves, bottle goats, feeder calves, breeding heifers, cow calf. Any of your feeder calves need to be in. your breeding sheep and goats, swine, market sheep, your dogs, your horses all need to be identified on 4-H Online. That is by 11:59 by June 1st. So make sure you're double checking all of those fields. You'll have to upload some of the pictures in your market animals and things of that nature. So let me know if you need help doing that. Double check and make sure that everything's filled out. If you have questions, don't be afraid to ask me, and I will definitely take the time to make sure that it is correct. As a reminder, you don't have to have your rabbits, poultry, and pets in until July 1st. However, if you're in there anyways and you have a rabbit or pet, if you've got your cat Fuzzy already, you might as well just put them in now instead of waiting until July. I would just go ahead and put them in now. You don't have to wait on that. It's just not actually due until July 1st. 4-H Online ID, there are some resources for helping you do this. I have created some videos to help with the market, goats, sheep, and swine, and you can find those on the extension webpage. There's also a help sheet that can be found on our Union County Extension website. So that will walk you through some of the other things like horses and dogs and poultry and rabbit and those kinds of things. Definitely let me know if you need help doing that or finding those resources. But they walk you right through all of the steps to get everything done. So be sure to check those out if you are unsure of what to do. 4-H Club meetings, I know that Highland Highlights and Sand Creek Pioneers have had or are having meetings. I think Sand Creek had theirs last Sunday, and then Highland Highlights is planning to have theirs on the 10th. So great job to those clubs that are trying to meet. I think I'm going to have one more of these next month, so just watch for the information on that. That way we're continuing this communication process and helping people get their questions answered. Okay, well, I'm going to open back up for questions. If you have anything else for me, be sure to get in touch with me at the office. I am still in and out of the office for the next couple weeks, but you can always email me, which is moggrady@iastate.edu. Otherwise, there is always someone in the office during office hours, so you can always call, and someone will make sure to either send your information to me or help you get your question answered. With that, I hope everybody has a great day and a great week and a great Mother's Day weekend going forward.